There we go.
That way the architect, the engineer, then know what kind of foundation they have to do.
Okay.
What to learn for the. I bet you the one that's, said you.
She's the contractor, right, agents, but she does.
Yeah, it was a set. That I didn't get a phone call.
Because he was not sure. Not because he doesn't like me,
I
but
didn't even notice it.
he just.
I wonder if that agent's gonna dispose all those problems.
Yeah, yeah. So he was like, I don't know, it might be more of a short, but Dawn was like, you know, like, I'll get the job done, like, I might not.
Oh, I have to. At 1:30.
I do, and my reviews are.
Switch.
Yes.
A little confused. Yeah.
A little bit.
So it's here. Hey, big boy. Hey, how are you?
Shoulder.
What?
Yeah.
We started night. It's like, no. But we'll see everybody.
What's that like?
Yeah, because.
COVID kind of.
I got it right. I guess I'll be.
Okay.
But they should be. That like.
Thank you. You're welcome. I made breakfast this morning. I made pancakes and sausage here, so I'm exhausted now. I don't know if I can go through with the meeting. There you go.
The expectation. Yes.
Anybody want to pass this around?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's in a cul-de-sac. And he's
All right, we'll give it a 1 minute warning.
I said, why are you doing all this
Mm-hmm.
work? Renter. He's digging up the pool, all that. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you. I did, yeah. I did it. That's why I'm exhausted right now. I'm leaving early today. Yeah.
Yes, I know. But I want to.
No, breakfast.
Yeah, but no.
I just want.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
I was just changing it up.
I don't mind the reason.
I'll leave that with you. I don't know how to plan anything that I have to do. 'Cause nobody will RSVP, no one will respond, no one will commit. Mhm. That's my life in a nutshell, basically. He said, I don't know how you plan for food because
Oh.
you never know who is gonna be here. And I said, I don't know, even when people, I don't know. I'm not gonna be fresh because I cooked for my family this morning, you guys, and that's all. That's how I show love for my family. I cook. I said, that's the only reason they keep me around, really.
So now you know.
There's no other reason. Here and at home, I'm talking.
Well, thank you.
It's the only reason anybody keeps me around. So,
Good pancake. Thank you.
so anyway, I do get tired now of cooking. Cooking is so much work. If I'm on a Sunday, I could cook all day, but not when, if I'm coming home from work. When my kids were little and I wasn't working, I could cook 2 days before. I would cook for days before for parties and stuff, because I could never imagine spending the money on catering. Like, it just didn't make sense. Now, it makes so much sense. It's worth every freaking penny. Let me just say. But anyway, good morning. I can't believe it's May 3rd already. Time is just flying. We probably say this every year, but I feel like more so this year than in the past. Time is just slipping away. So it's already the beginning of the month. We have April birthdays and anniversaries, award winners. I want to get some huh? Oh, May birthdays and anniversaries, and April award winners. I'm like, what? I want to get some feedback for those of you who attended Jason Pantana. We're gonna go through a Phil's Power Tips, which is, I think, a great feature for you guys. Anybody's thinking about or has been struggling with figuring out where a good place for them to farm is. This is a calculator they put together so that you're able to see the absorption rate of that area, that section, and you put in some numbers and it tells you where, if you put in 3 different areas or sections, it'll tell you what would make the most sense for you in putting that money in and investing that money. Anthony's mortgage update, some things that are new, we'll keep rolling new things out each month. Our office updates, our training schedule, and our new listings. And there is any that aren't already under contract. Because that's how quickly everything goes. So anyway, April birthdays. So we have Christina McCarthy is today. Right, 353, yes, and Peter Lee is tomorrow. So such a funny story about Peter Lee and I feel like we're both Taurus. We're both the same age. We're both joined here the exact same day 5 years ago. I think, I swear to God, yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah.
And why did you go here today?
That's a good question. I was gonna take myself off, but I figured why bother.
Yeah.
Me and Carrie have the same birthday. I'm 39 now. I could have said something even worse. All right.
No, right.
Eric,
Like,
you're
no,
a
you're not.
tourist too? Yeah, exactly. Stop lying, lady. Jerry and David Castro. So those are our birthdays for May, and then our anniversaries. Barbara Ferguson was on the day. Today is Tabitha's anniversary. Brenda Lee is 8 years in a few days. Zuna is 4 years. It's so funny when you see these names and how long people have been here. Carlos Tam is 4 years. Peter Lee is 5 years. And 5 years. And Joe Asmar celebrating his first year. Woohoo, Joe, you made it.
I stuck it out.
Yeah. That statistic is very low, I'm staying the first year, so everybody here. And Jen Fox, 4 years. There are office awards for the month of April, which is why I got confused. So our top producers for the month, Gloria, Mara, and Catherine, so congratulations.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say what my dollar volume is. I think I got a run.
You're there, that's.
That is not true. You guys are so fresh. Teams.
Sorry, I just like to joke around. It's my nature.
It is her nature. Listings for individuals for the month. Cheryl with 2 and the most dollar volume, and everyone else had 2 as well. Everybody like Mara's new picture. I can't look at that picture. I can't. That's her AI picture. That's her AI picture. Yes. It's not real. No. It's so funny. Listings for teams. The Lee team, the Elm Street team, and Carlos and Patty. Very nice.
Yeah.
You look like a crazy girl.
Yeah.
They were
this close.
for sales for the month, Mara, Gloria, and Zebby. Zebby, look, you're up there, lady. We gotta take you down now because you killed the deal.
Come every week now.
Yeah, we'll come every week and sit up front. And then for sales for teams, the lead team, the Elm Street and Lanny and Debbie. So congratulations, everybody, for the month of April. What are they? Oh, that's our new marketing people. It sounded familiar. I wasn't even drinking last night when I did the meeting slides, I swear. Maybe I should. That would help. Oh, my goodness. I have a lot of revising to do before I send the meeting slides out today. Oh, gosh. So I wanted to get some feedback from you guys on Jason Pantana last week. What you thought of his seminar. Okay, Catherine?
I could not follow him because he talks so fast, but it was so good. So I'm so glad it was taped so that I can like put it on slow motion to kind of follow it.
Yeah.
But it really, some really amazing tips, amazing.
Yes,
tips.
yes, he really did have amazing
But,
tips. And
oh
he
my God.
actually, if you have
Fast one.
Spotify or you have, any podcast service, and you put on you have Tom Ferry. I don't know, but you follow Tom Ferry, I guess is the correct. You can listen. Station Pantana is on every Wednesday. He does a marketing and technology update every week and has a lot of good ideas. If you're looking to get into the more of the marketing technology, social media aspect, if you're not doing that already. But some of the things that my two takeaways anyway, were number one, be the agent of
Who did
choice.
that?
I did.
That the curtain thing?
I was so busy doing that. I did everything else wrong. Thank you for noticing something nice.
I love that. I love that.
So, yeah, so be the agent of choice, not the agent of chance, right? You don't want to be the one that just happens to come upon you during a time of need. You want to be the one in your neighborhood that they look out for, that they look to, that they call, that they respect, that you are the one that is the voice of your community, that you know what's going on and you are there to assist them. So that I love, be the agent of choice, not the agent of chance, and the magic of multi-layer marketing, because multi-layer marketing is so important these days. It's not enough anymore to just send a postcard once a month and just sit there around and wait for someone to call you. That's not what works anymore, right? You have to not only send the postcard once a month, which is a great marketing way to get your business going, right? I did that in my business for years, but you also have to call that neighborhood once a month or once every 2 months. You have to send them emails, right? So there's multi things that you have to do. And then obviously you want to get your signs up so people are seeing you everywhere, right? So then all of a sudden it's like a subtle brainwashing, right? Where they're saying to you or in their self, I see that person everywhere. They're doing so great, right? So you have to have these multi-layers of marketing in order for them to recognize you and think of you and be on top of mind, because that's what you want to be. I always say, if your friend was to call you and they were coming into New Jersey to ask you what restaurants they should go to this weekend, could you name 3 restaurants right off the top of your head that you love? You're welcome. You're welcome. But everybody has that, right? You want to be that same thing. If someone goes to a friend or a neighbor or someone who's looking to sell and say, hi, who do you think I should list with? You want to be the one on top of mind, and you can only do that if you're doing something consistently all the time that's subtly getting in front of them, right? You don't want to be slapping them in the face every day. You want to be subtly getting in front of them. So we say, like, if an agent comes to me and says, I just got a call from the supermarket and they have this shopping cart available, and they're going to give me a good deal. Should I go on the supermarket? We say, okay, let's talk about this. Where is the supermarket at? What else are you doing in that town? Because that should be a reinforcement. If that's all you're doing and you're putting it next door in Stop and Shop, but you have no presence anywhere else in the town, or the people are going to go there, then don't do that. Then you're wasting money. If you're going to, like for instance, let's say Lori Kaplan, she has her billboards up, right? And so if she was to do it in Boonton, that would make a lot of sense, because it'd be another a place that people are seeing her, right? Besides her signs and the billboard. So then that kind of reinforcement is good. So you have to be strategic when you're investing money into your business. Are you going to do specific things in that neighborhood and consistently hit the same people over and over and over again, right? That's what multi-layer marketing is about. So those are the two things I took from it last week, because I thought those were two great things that he, that he shared with us. He did share a lot, and he did talk very, very fast, but you have to remember, he has an hour to share everything. It's like a hard start and a hard stop. So he wants to get as much information in there as possible. So with that, it goes quickly, but it is on the Record University, so you can go on anytime and watch it at your own pace, little by little by little, over and over again to, learn some of the things that he share with us.
The old Barry's that one on there too.
I believe so, because it was. I would believe that, yes, both of them are, all three of them are. So it's Tom Ferry, got the other guy, and then Jason Pantana. I forgot his name. So this is what I was talking about. So being, purposeful in what you're doing in marketing, right? You either, listen, I have this conversation with agents all the time, and more so ever this year than before, because it's a little bit, things have changed a lot, right? So it's been a little bit more challenging getting off the ground this year. So you have to invest one or two of two things, or both. You have to invest time in your business, or you have to invest money in your business. Either or. So if you don't have the money, then you need to be pounding the pavement, making the phone calls, doing that stuff, right? You have to do it. Or if you have some money that you could spare, then you need to be doing postcards once a month, consistently. I know people who still invest in Zillow, right? I had a conversation with someone this morning about that. I was sharing with Cheryl this morning that I swear to God, I made my son swear on everything. One of the agents, the top agent in the Hoboken office, Anthony, his last name, it doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah. I forgot his last name, that would be bad. But he spends $11,000 a month for Zillow in Hoboken in Jersey City. He right now has 160,000 either closed or pending from just his Zillow leads. So that's a good investment for him, because they get a lot of leads out there, a lot. They have a lot of people coming in from California and all over the world coming into Hoboken, believe it or not, to be across from New York City and not wanting to be in New York City. But he is a great converter, obviously, right? But when he told me that, I was like I stopped breathing for I needed to be resuscitated. I go, $11,000 a month. That's crazy. He's like, no, it's not, when you think about what he has pending and what kind of business he gets just from that alone, because he's a police officer. So he has a full-time job. So just think about that. So again, you need to, I do not recommend anybody here run out and spend $11,000 on anything, but.
I'm gonna spend 15.
I'll tell your story next week. Exactly.
Huh?
But figure out what it is that you do well and invest the time in it and invest the money in it. So for him, that's a great, great, great investment, because he's making it back a million times over, right? If already we're not even halfway through the year and he has 160,000 closed and pending, right? Then he's doing fine. It's nothing to worry about. So, so again, you have to figure out what you need to do to be successful in this business, but you have to invest one or the other or both. But it can't be, this is not the market to sit around and wait for the phone to ring. That's gone. We had that the last 3 years, and that's gone, so now we have to really do activities every single day to be successful. So this is a great one. So selecting a fruitful farm. So real estate farming is a lead generation and marketing strategy used by real estate professionals to generate consistent business from a specific geographic area. It involves providing consistent value and attention to a specific neighborhood, cultivating relationships, and generating leads that evolve into long-term clients and predictable business. There are two types of real estate farming: geographic and demographic. Okay. So geographic farming is selecting a physical area to focus on, such as a neighborhood, townhouse, community, or zip code. And demographic farming involves selecting a group of people, such as first-time home buyers, seniors, military personnel, equestrians, whatever it is, a specific type that you want to go after, right? Maybe it's something that you have a passion for. The ultimate goal is to become the local expert and go-to agent for a particular neighborhood. So why is it called farming? Think of farming as a field of strawberries. You need to select the field, prepare the soil, plant the seeds, weed and prune. You monitor, track, progress, and eventually harvest the strawberries. It requires careful preparation, attention to detail, and patience for the process to bear fruit. So patience is really the key word in that whole thing, because people in our business, we want instantaneous react. Well, I think just in the world today, everybody wants an instantaneous response, or right, something to happen instantaneously, and it's just not where our business real estate is. Real estate takes a long time to cultivate. We have to do the right things over and over again for that to happen, right?
The one thing they forgot to put there is, be prepared to deal with a lot of the work.
No, yeah, true, true. We should add that one in. I don't disagree with you on that one. So what activities go into farming? So an activity that takes place in or specifically targets the homeowners in a farm location helps to nurture relationships, establish authority, and build trust on a consistent basis. So direct mail, right, which is what we're talking about. Calls, because it has to be multi-layering. Handwritten letters, host an event, sponsoring activities, door knocking, social media presence, open houses, email marketing, right? All of those different things, right? So this Saturday, it was a horribly rainy day. I'm sure everybody remembers this weekend because it was horrible. So Kim had mentioned to me that she was chairing at Parsippany High School a clothing drive. I was like, oh, I have bags of clothes at home. I was so excited to clean out closets, like literally. So I went there and dropped off some bags of clothes there. I didn't realize Parsippany High School was right there. I don't think I've ever been to Parsippany High School. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, but again, she does a lot of stuff in her community, right? She just chaired a turkey tray. So these are the things, right? So if she's sending out postcards, which I'm sure she is, and then she's doing these other things, those are that's exactly what I'm talking about, where people then consistently see her name in different places, right? So that is where like that subtle brainwashing comes in, where they're like, oh, Kim Bretschka. Oh, let me ask him, and that's what you want. You want to be doing the multi-layered things. So door knocking, social media presence, open houses, email marketing. These are all great things to do to go with your farming. She did. I saw her. No, she had boots on, I think. So your farming strategy, step one, choose a viable neighborhood. So some people have trouble deciding what neighborhood they want to choose. Sometimes it's not the neighborhood they want to be in. That they live in. Sometimes they don't want it that close to home, right? I know people who live in my neighborhood. I know agents. I probably have 4 agents on my street, right? Or at one time I did. I don't know anymore, but they all are different, but they don't actually work in Randolph, right? So it's, again, people choose based on maybe where they're comfortable. Maybe they don't want to drive down their street and see another agent's name when they're going home at night, right? Like it's like a punch in the gut, right? Like we all know that it's horrible, right? So I remember that happening, and I used to hate it. It was very emotional. So, but maybe you do. Maybe you're doing a lot in your neighborhood, right? So that helps you be the person that they think of. So use Weikert's farming opportunity calculator, which I'm going to show you, to identify the best areas to invest your efforts. Area has a healthy demand, a good absorption rate, and everybody knows what the absorption rate is, right? I can help anybody with the absorption rate. Right? Absorption rate simply means if no other homes were to come on the market today, how many months would it take to absorb the current inventory that's out there? And basically it's 1 to 2 months in all of our markets right now, right? Demonstrates a good turnover rate, at least 5 in a year. Includes between 250 and 500 homes, and fits your investment of time and money, because you should start out with a minimum of 250 postcards going out on a monthly basis. And then you grow that as your business grows, right? So you grow your business and then you grow your farm. Review competitor market share and consider other areas. If one specific agent has more than 25% market share, then maybe you don't want to try to get into that neighborhood. Maybe you want to try to go into a neighborhood that doesn't have that type of market share. You possess local knowledge, including style of homes, average age of homes, community events, common commutes, and local employers. So step 2, plan how you will deliver value to your farm. Your plan should include a consistency of layering of different communication methods and messages, multi-layering. For example, don't just send mailers, make videos, sponsor events, organize a social media group to provide reminders and helpful tips, and put signage out in the neighborhood for open houses. Think value, become their local resource for real estate and community information. So when I was active in real estate, I grew my business in Shangam Lake because I was in charge of membership for Shangam Lake. Okay, so that was a lot of time invested, guys. That was a lot of time. But anybody who was moving in or moving out had to call me. I had all the information, right? So that was huge for my business. I did a community garage sale every year. Right before the weekend of bulk pickup, I did a community garage sale. So I sent out an email and I sent out a postcard to my neighborhood and asked them if they wanted to be part of it. They had to send me an email so I can send them a copy of the route of where all the houses were going to be. Right? Because that's very important to people who do garage sales. They want to know where they're all going to be. They also had to bring food for the food pantry, and I supplied them for a list for that. Right? And so what did I do the morning of, I got up really early and I got all my directional signs with my picture and, wiker and everything on it and balloons. And I went around and I put them out, directed them to every house on the street. They had to come by me, grab the map, drop off their food for the food pantry, and then they got to go on their way. It was a lot of work, but I have to tell you, every year, people are like, are you going to do it this year again? Are you going to do it? I missed it last year. So it became one of those things. So find something that you enjoy doing that you can do in your neighborhood that allows you to show who you are and what you do, as far as your community. And it's huge. Establish a way to manage, track, and follow up with your leads. So add your farm area to my Wiker to layer and automate your communication methods. Hashtag your leads by farm area. Set up your farm area using the prospect status and standard operating procedures. That's that chart I've been giving you the last few weeks with a different color coded chart. When you make a connection in your farm area, move them to active lead status. My worker will help you create a record of and track the homeowners you send mailings to, who you spoke with, and who you've met in your farm area. So that's your contact management system to keep you up to date on what's going on with your clients. And then step 4, start working a consistent plan. Check out my marketing studio on Wiker Design Center to plan your printed direct mail. You can also use letters and mail yourself using mailing labels from my Wiker RPR or other resources. Check out my Wiker template for digital mail. Keep an eye out for open house opportunities in your farm area. Call your farm area announcing all real estate activities, new listings, under contract, open house activity, and closed information using your farm hashtag and your My Wiker app dialer. And then every time you have an interaction with the homeowner in your farm area, be sure to change their status and use the standard operating procedures to automate and customize digital marketing to them, whether it be a home value report, a search alert for their neighborhood, whatever it is that would make sense at that stage of their life, right? So this is the calculator. So our calculator helps you evaluate your area's turnover rate, absorption rate, opportunity rate, marketing, investment, and potential profit for your farming campaign. So fill in the yellow boxes as you evaluate several areas. So this will help you choose the areas that make the most sense for you. This data is easily found in RPR. Okay, and I went over RPR with my new agents yesterday in our training. So turnover rate is a simple calculation that helps you identify whether the area has enough sales activity to sustain your prospecting campaign. To figure out the turnover rate in your potential farm area, divide the number of homes in your farm area by the number of homes sold in the last 12 months. Okay. And then, for example, let's say 15 houses have been sold in the past 12 months. There are 150 homes in the area. Therefore, 15 divided by 150 times 100 is your turnover, 10% turnover rate. Okay. So you typically want a 5% turnover rate or higher. So how you do that here is, see the 3 Taco Hill, Nacho Village, and Lasagna section, right? We know you guys like food, so. So anyway, so number of homes in each of those areas, 300, 200, and 180. And then number of homes that sold in the past 12 months, okay? So you take the number of homes that sold and you divide that by the number of homes in that area. So for instance, if I was to do 20 divided by 300, I get 6.7%, okay? And then the rate of home sales one home sells every how many days based on that number, right? So if you took, where did I do it yesterday? I think if I took,
Well, it's automated, right?
it is automated, but I like to do it just to show you if you wanted to, but yes. So it is automated. It fills in those boxes. And then the opportunity rate, and then the average sale price, right? So if 20 homes sell in that, or have sold in the past year in that, development or that section at 550,000 approximately, your average commission earned, and then you're only gonna account for 10% of that, so 2 homes, right? It would be wonderful to get all 20 of them, or even 10 of them, but you're gonna account for 10%, which is 2 homes. So potential commission earned is $19,250, and your marketing cost for the year was $2,880 at about $240 per month, at 250 to 300 postcards. And then, so your net profit is 16,000. So that's how you have to look at an investment. That's how an investment should be broken down if you're gonna put money out. Okay, so you just can go on to there, download Weikert's farming opportunity calculator. If you want to sit with me, I'd be happy to and go through it, but this is a great way for you to choose where you want to start farming if you're not farming already, or if you want to add on to your farm because you're getting business from your farm, where to invest your next, your dollars into to grow your farm area. Okay, so I think this is a great tool, because I know a lot of people have been looking for something like this because they didn't know where to go or what to do. So, so this is, so based on their calculations here, which is the best area for someone to start farming in out of the 3 places, right? So obviously you want to look at your net potential profit, right? That's what's gonna determine where you want to go. So Nacho Village, even though it has less homes than Taco Hill, it has more homes that sold in the past 12 months. Therefore, and their price point is a little bit less, but just because you have a bigger pool to market to, right? And a bigger potential for them selling their homes and turning over, that would be your best place to start. So here, this would be how you determine where you want to start your farming area. Pretty cool, right? I think it's a great way to determine where the best place is to start, especially in our area. You know, we were just talking about this yesterday. All of our towns have different sections. Everything is broken up by sections. Every town here, regardless if it's big or small, has multiple sections. So it's a great way, if you're thinking about a specific town, just going through a few different sections and seeing which makes more sense for you.
Mhm.
So next step actions, download Weikert's Farming Area Opportunity Calculator and conduct a research. Plan out your farming activities, include the mailers you will use from my marketing studio or Weikert Design Center, and upload your list to my Weikert, and then follow up. They have everything in place for you to do what you need to do. So back to basics. I thought this is a good place to put this in. So I gave everybody, who got this when they started out in Weikert 550 years ago, regardless of when you started, right? I have the poster on my door, literally, from back then. So Jim Weiker came up with these a long time ago, and every single thing is exactly the same way as it was then. So spotlight our full suite of homeownership services, support customers every step of the way with an integrated all under one roof approach. Use our 2-step process for every listing appointment. Always complete the getting to know you brochure on the first step and customize your listing presentation and the price trend analysis on the second step. Conduct a minimum of 2 open houses per month and display 8 directional personalized signs per house. Again, personalized signs are huge. That's an investment most agents do not want to make for some reason. And that's huge if you're doing open houses, because again, when we talk about that subtle brainwashing, if you're putting out 8 signs with your picture on it in a neighborhood, the perception of anybody driving by is that that's your listing. And if you're doing it multiple times or multiple homes in that area, they're going to think that they see you everywhere, right? That's where they see you everywhere. Even if not one of those listings was yours, it doesn't matter, right? So that's, again, a great way to invest in your business, especially with open houses. Use our open house app to capture attendee info and ensure they get automated follow-ups. Call a minimum of 100 neighborhood homes weekly, right? So that's, if you're doing your farming, then that would be your follow-up. Enter 5 new contacts into my White Weekly and use the standard operating procedures to automate and customize the follow-up. Send out at least 250 direct mail pieces every month, which we just spoke about, and then secure business through a sphere of prospecting and other exclusive White resources. So this is the way that you get business moving forward. And it's a great back to basics reminder of what we need to do on a daily basis to be successful. So this is an investment of time here. This is all an investment of time to grow your business. So what's new? So we rolled out our White Reimagine back in November. And so we've completed a lot of the steps that we promised that we were going to do. So some of the things that we've done so far is obviously we've revamped the whole White University. And we've brought in the super sales webinars, or I like to say live broadcasts. I feel like a webinar, you feel like you're just going to be watching someone that's not live, right? And so you can go on here at any time, White University, and any of these weekly trainings that we're going through, just like the one I just went through, all the information is here, okay? So this is another way to access everything we're going on. Also, the White tenant screening process, everything is there as well. So if you need an NTN or need more information for your clients, everything is there, okay? So they've made it very easy. They're also going to be adding a tile on here for White swag. So I know a lot of people ask about, oh, where did Joe get his shirt from? Or where did someone get their hat from, or different things. So that's going to be coming on in the next month, so that you're able to get White swag for not only for you to wear or things, but for promotional items as well, right? And then Power Up. So Power Up, I feel like, is so overlooked, especially in our, I don't want to say in our office specifically, I think throughout. So who here started when they had Fast Track? Who went through Fast Track? Right? Fast Track was probably one of the best ways to get your business started in real estate. You didn't realize it then, right? You went kicking and screaming because we do that with everything. But when I look back at those agents who had the Fast Track experience, and then the agents who's come in the last few years without that, there's a huge difference in how they got on board and how they got started in their business, right? So Fast Track was basically 2 weeks full time where you went in and you learned everything about the business. You learned the listing presentation. You actually had to present it at the last class, and you were critiqued on it. And the buyer's consultation, you met with attorneys, you met with title, you met with everybody in 2 weeks. You didn't even go into your office. I think one day they let you go in your office to meet people during that 2 weeks. So that was the only way you could join White at that time. You had to go through Fast Track. If you didn't have that the time, then you could not join, right? So they now we put together Power Up. So Power Up is a session. It's a coaching and accountability session for agents. So I think we're on our 4th Power Up session right now. It does. You know, there's a lot of commitment that has to be made, time commitment, there's homework. The first 2 weeks are Monday through Friday. I believe it's 10 to 12:30. But they go through everything, you know, everything you need to do to be successful in business, basically. And then you have an accountability partner. And then you have accountability calls once a week, and then you have your MTS. So there's different MTSs that support this program. So what they're doing now is putting together, so this is some of the stuff they have: scripts, dialogues, short video tutorials, trackers, planners, all the things that you need to be successful. And these are our marketing and technology specialists who support them. And then John Novak, most of you know John Novak from White Network prior. He's now heading up this. He's the RDC, as we call it. And he has moved over to our office as well. So you may see him walking around here as well, right? But he's training or coaching every day next door. So the first 6 weeks of this program, out of 180 associates, they did 50,544 prospecting calls. They got 206 appointments and 7 listings, and number of buyer contracts accepted were 25. So that was huge for newer agents to getting in the business in this market, right? And that was this year alone. That was the first one that started. So top 5 favorite prospecting habits that they loved: the sphere networking, the hot listing circle prospecting calls, open houses, simple daily routine calls and texts, and the home valuation videos. Okay, so these are some of the things they did. So this is someone who joined, again, these were the first classes that we had. So her top favorite things were the sphere networking, open houses, simple daily routines. And then weekly average number of calls and texts and videos a day she did were 30. Total buyer and seller appointments were 3, and new signed exclusive listings were 2. That was a new agent. So they have really great results coming out of this program. So here's another one. I'm going to send this all to you. Okay. So what do we see this last program? I see a lot of seasoned agents walking back and forth through our office going into Power Up now because they want to boost in their business. They need some more support. They're looking for the accountability, whatever it is that they're looking for. So, and these are some of the existing agents that were in the business that have results in just 6 weeks. So again, Jim had gone on 13 buyer and seller appointments using the Power Up scripts. So they have a lot of success. And now they just introduced this week started Power Up Nightlight. So that's for dual career agents who could not commit to during the day. So there is the fee for the Power Up is if you join Power Up, it's 5% of your first 2 transactions that you do since you're in that program. Okay. So if you're an existing agent, whatever closes during that time, right? And the Power Up Nightlight is $199 fee, no referral fee back. And the reason why they're charging $199 is because that's the only way that agents will take it seriously, 100%. Otherwise, they'll just, oh, can't make it tonight. Oh, I'm tired this evening, right? This is what happens. I see it happening all the time. So the $199 puts some skin in the game, right? So it's a little watered down version of Power Up because they're not doing as many sessions, and it is at night and it is all virtual, but it is an option for anybody getting into the business who's dual career, anybody who doesn't have the availability during the day. Maybe you're really busy with clients, maybe you have other things going on, right? So this is something that you can commit to.
What was the time that night?
Monday and Wednesday, 6 to 7:30. So the one just started on Monday, 2 days ago, or I guess the first one was Monday and tonight is the second class, and the next one starts on June 5th. They're also putting together, I wish I had this slide, I've seen it with them, but they're also putting together one for called Power Up Pro, and that's for agents, existing agents who have a certain dollar volume already, but want again to get to the next level. They're putting together Power Up Legacy, which is for those agents who are getting to the part where they want to retire, but don't know how to do that and continue to get revenue business, from other agents. So there's a lot of other Power Ups coming up to basically support any agent in any aspect of their business, wherever they are, if they're looking for more support, more accountability, and more. So really take note of this and take a look at it online. If you go into Wecker University, when you click on it, you do have to take a survey. The survey goes through all of the things that they're requiring. So maybe you can't do it. Maybe it's not for you, but at least you're giving yourself the opportunity to see what they have to offer.
When do you think Pro is coming out?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I mean, like Christina started probably in January as the director of Wecker University, and has already put this all out, and only in May. So I would say within the next month or so. But I mean, she's moving quicker than I've ever seen anybody move. So, so that's Power Up. Anybody have any questions about Power Up? So, our new luxury program. Yesterday, they had a introduction for the managers, right? So we got to meet the head of the Luxury Portfolio International, Marty, or Mickey. What a great speaker, really great speaker. But anyway, it's not just new signs we're getting, which is we all thought, oh, we're going to get new luxury signs and that's going to be it. No, they're putting together, they have a luxury website. So basically they go up against brands like Sotheby's, Turpin, what's the other one? Christie's. So these are the type of people they go up against. So this is a magazine that they put together twice a year, that depending on if your property qualifies. So the criteria for our area is $1 million and up, okay? Could be 999, it could be 750, it depends on the house. Is it a high-end luxury house? Or is it in Short Hills and it needs to be renovated and, you know, made to another house? That's, even if that house is 1.2, it's not gonna make it into our luxury collection because it's not a luxury. And they don't want to water down the luxury branding, right? So what happens is you go on an appointment and you find out that this, you feel that this home is a luxury property, then you're gonna go on to, there's a My Wiker tile. You go into there, you fill out some information about it, you send it over to the marketing department, and then they will do the research and get back to you. Once they do that, then they'll be able to provide you with all of the marketing resources that you need in order to market that property. So when you go on your second step, you will have everything you need. So that's why it's done that way. They want to make sure, again, they want to make sure the integrity of this program is luxury. And I'm going to pass this around. You can look through it.
Marketing materials do they give you?
There is a bound like book that's a listing presentation. It looks almost like a wedding album, so to say, not as ornate, but you know what I'm saying? So they know you're going up against high-end properties and high-end brands, right? So they want you to be able to efficiently be able to speak about why go with Weichert, right? We're not known for high-end brands like these other ones that you may be going against, but because we are now part of the Luxury Portfolio International, what kind of benefits and resources they have to market that home.
How much does it cost?
Nothing.
Really?
Yes. Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. And
I
then
let
the
you
other.
down, didn't I?
Besides- I have a tendency to do this.
Not yet, but
Do they also have like a website specifically, or is website design?
It is, they do. It's oh,
Well, so that like it'll direct, for instance, let's say, I got a new property in Mountain Lakes.
Mhm.
And it's luxury.
Mhm.
And they could click on something that would take it to the Weichert luxury property, like in one of those.
Luxury.
back-
yes,
Do you know
there
what I'm
is. Yes,
saying?
there is a website. They already have it up. I didn't bring my notes with me over here, I don't think. No, I didn't. Oh, here. So here's a lot of the stuff, but it's like LPI or luxury portfolio, and they're revamping it right now. So it's going to be redone in May 19th, but you could see what they have right now, but they've redone everything for it.
And one more question.
Oh, yes,
Do
yes,
do they
yes.
do the photographs for it?
Huh?
Do they do the photographs for it?
No, no. You do your photographs, you do everything as you normally do. They're just a
You should
marketing
see some of the
vehicle.
photographs in this then.
Yeah,
Wait till
well,
I-
there's $23 million homes in this property,
I
and there's
know.
also $1 million homes in Bedminster. Like, so there's everything in this magazine.
Photographs are phenomenal.
not ready yet.
It is ready. It is
So
ready.
we can-
I'm saying that
That's cool.
website, they're revamping their website.
That's cool.
That happens to be May 19th. But, well, actually,
We've
May
been talking
9th
about this forever.
is when they're going to have it for you guys. There's 3 sessions, 3 live webinars with Mickey, with Susan. So please join, and that's where you'll get all your answers. Okay, that's when it'll be rolled out to you on May 9th. So it's not available today for you. It's available May 9th.
May 9th.
Yes,
Is
May
the
9th.
office going to be in that one that's been next to the cafeteria for years and years?
Is what?
The luxury office used to be next to the cafeteria. Is that where they're gonna? be
No, the luxury brand, he's in Manhattan. Luxury portfolio is in Manhattan and all over the world. So he, the guy who, you know, the president of it, Mickey, who will be on that webinar, he's not going to be in Weichert. No, they work with all different brands. There's 250 luxury brand brokerages that they allow to work with them, so to say. Okay, and they'll talk all about that. But so that's going to be rolled out. So let's just say your house was a luxury house. They would then give you the link or add on your marketing studio luxury branding so that you can do a higher end branding and everything. They don't want agents. See, they don't want to put on everybody's, because then what we agents do, they'll go in and then they'll water down that branding because they'll be like, well, I know that my $750,000 house isn't a luxury house.
Right.
But I want my client to get this branding,
I
right?
treat all my clients like they're luxury.
Yes. And again, we want, they're really big on keeping the integrity of the luxury program, what it is, and making it a high-end vehicle for luxury homes, not like anybody could just use it and do whatever they want.
Yeah, what,
So,
are they gonna do the opposite end of the spectrum?
no. We already do that now.
My clients.
Yeah.
Why don't you create it?
Yeah, there you go. So this is, make sure you sign up next Tuesday. There's a 9 AM, a 1 PM and a 4 PM. Make sure that you attend one of those so you can get all of your questions answered and get all the information from the experts, not myself. Anthony. After luxury, look what we brought you.
Exactly.
The epitome of luxury.
The white trash.
Wow.
Not you, not you.
He's thinking about his,
Wow.
that came out the wrong time because that's Eric, but I think he meant that's gonna be his name of his luxury or his
Fine.
low-end collection, yeah.
My
Yeah,
collection.
thank you, Miss.
Thanks for clarifying.
So Debbie and I were talking.
So today's
Fighter.
today's a big day. Fed's meeting, today, they've been meeting since yesterday. 2 o'clock, the announcement, more than likely, the quarter rate hike that's coming. It's already built into rates. We're seeing the 10-year treasury down, the last 2 days, which is good. Which should help rates. We're very curious to see what the reaction is going to be after the 2 o'clock meeting and then going into tomorrow. Just don't plan the future. Like, is this the end of the rate hikes that they're dealing with right now to kind of combat inflation? And then when we start seeing some pullback going into the latter part of the year, they're also hoping that rates are going to probably try to follow that or kind of come down a bit. Maybe we get the low sixes, maybe dip into the high fives. That would be great for the market right now. But just, busy data for a busy week for data. New home sales orders of durable goods came in above expectations. Consumer confidence and pending home sales came in below expectations. Personal spending was flat but near forecast. The PCE inflation index continued to be moderate. The first measure of economic growth for the initial quarter of 2023 was 1.1%, a lot less than expected. Overall data consistent with slower economy and warning inflation. Mortgage rates fell slightly in the past week. And continued worries about the financial sector bolstered. Rates with slowing economy inflation move rates in the opposite direction. What's happening this week after factory orders and construction spending comes in the big number, the jobs report. Jobs report came in yesterday. I forget exactly what the number is, but it was a good thing for interest rates. That's why we're seeing a little bit of reprieve there. The Fed is also meeting midweek, as I mentioned, so we'll talk about the quarter hit today. We're seeing some.
So,
Yes, we're seeing a little bit of movement, around the rate world on that end, so we'll kind of just see how things go today and tomorrow. Like I've mentioned every month, as they've been doing this, there'll be a knee-jerk reaction coming after the Fed meeting on the market. A lot of times they kind of digest that, and then there's notes that come out after the Fed meets on basically kind of what more detailed information comes out, and then it's kind of more digested the next day. So there could be kind of a reaction on that, good or bad, depending on kind of how the markets are feeling about the decision making. Mobile app, as you guys know it, some of you guys use it. I wish we had it more used on a regular basis. Just a great tool, electronic business card for all parties. You and I both getting our name out there on the buyer's phones. If you have any questions around that, if you're newer, if you're not signed up with it, please let me know. I can get you all set up on that. On the mobile app is the We Do It All guaranteed registration page. I know you guys sent you out the links on that. Make sure your buyers, are registered for that. If we're working with any potential clients, it just, could be a game changer, could help them out in the long term. Just another kind of motivating thing that we have offering for our month. Again, this is through June. Maybe they'll extend it more. Just that second option. Buyer's already pre-approved. No, I'm good. Thank you very much. Hey, listen, speak to my lender. Get a $50 gift card. They get it literally the next day. So, help that out with a few buyers. Just wish we can kind of get some more traction. There's other markets that are very, very successful at this. And, they're actually gaining deals from it because the offers that they're getting from their incumbent lender, the rates are not nearly as good. The product's not nearly as aggressive. And, the buyers are actually appreciative of it. We're just not getting a lot of traction in this area. $10,000 guarantee, as you know it. I say that to every single buyer that I get the chance to speak to. I send them the link also to as well to register. Once live now, it's net.
10 to the buyer.
And there's the link on there too as well, to our buyers, so I get a chance to speak to, get a copy of that link with instructions of what they need to do. Yeah,
Is there anything to the seller?
no, not in there. Just wasn't really gaining a lot of traction. I don't know if it wasn't really being, articulated to a seller at all. It's just, they weren't really seeing the benefits. They said, why not just give it more to the buyer? As it's just a, we'll double it up. Question of the week, if a veteran has his present home loan assumed, can that veteran purchase their next home with VA refinancing? A, no, they can use VA financing one time only. B, they can use VA after the mortgage is paid off in the future. C, they can purchase a VA if they have remaining eligibility. D, they can purchase VA only if the home was assumed by another veteran. So if a veteran has his present home loan assumed, and the veteran then purchase the next home with the VA.
Do you know the answer to this? Because I added ones that I missed in the past few weeks.
Yeah, I do.
See?
I'm sitting here laughing as he's saying it over again, like, he's like,
B.
"Where this
Sorry,
from?"
say-
Yeah, I said C.
Eric said C.
C.
B, B, D,
Mhm.
C.
B.
B's.
B.
Answer C.
I said.
You actually did a 10-minute talk about this in the classroom.
Yeah, I've definitely talked about VA a lot, about being hired going on right now. The eligibility is key there.
What was the answer, Missy?
C.
C?
Mhm.
That's what you said, right?
Oh, good, that's what I said.
Assume means somebody took over the.
Takes over long. And we've talked about assumability on loans and stuff before. You have to see if loans are assumable. It's very challenging to do because there's a lot of that goes into that. Everybody trying to, in this market, it'd be great to get someone's rate, but there's a lot that kind of goes into it. They have to have a lot more money down. Let's say if it's a $500,000 house and the seller has a $250,000 mortgage. Well, if someone's bidding a VA loan, they were planning on going no money down. Well, they have to make up that $250,000 difference. So how would that be something that would be, yeah, I said it was hot to Nancy over there, she was dying. So it's all based on what the seller owns on that house. You would have to make up that total difference. So let's say if you have a buyer that has a lot of cash to put down, that could potentially work for them. But if someone was in an FHA loan or 5% conventional and someone has equity, it's not gonna work because you have to cover up for that gap. That's why assumability.
That's about
very
That's when somebody assumes your loan,
They
it
take
doesn't affect your standing, right?
No. So it's a new loan that would be put in a new borrower's name at the rate that they currently have, which is where the benefit. So if you have a buyer that has a 3% interest rate because you refinanced 5 years ago, and maybe owes $400,000 house and the house is for sale for 500, and the person was planning on putting 20% down, something like that potentially could work because the numbers almost align themselves that way. But there's a lot that kind of goes into that.
So when you assume the lower rate, for example.
That's the whole benefit. That's the sole benefit of the transaction. So you don't have to deal with a higher rate loan, but you gotta find out if the current loan is assumable. Not all loans are assumable. So that's why it's something, 25 years, I've never done one that was assumable. It's just something that doesn't really come up too much.
What percentage of loans are similar?
Very small. So like it's, again, it's not something we kind of hear too much about. And you were talking
I have
about,
another question because I was adding them.
Do you know about
Anthony, just
Yeah.
assume we also keep the remaining term.
no. So you're taking out the
Yeah.
30-year mortgage, but the whole thing is just capturing the rate. Yeah. So can Lanny, you ready?
Ready, Lan?
I'm
It's
here.
just-
Okay. Can an FHA loan be assumed by an investor? A, no, it's not allowed. B, it's allowed, but they must qualify for the loan. C, it's allowed and no qualification is necessary. D, it depends on whether or not they have a present FHA.
Three.
A,
Hey.
A,
I would say.
Lanny said A. If anybody cares to copy her. Since she has the best track record.
Hey, not allowed.
Mm,
So the answer is A, it's not allowed.
mm.
So it's obviously for a buyer, not like. Average because it's FHA. You can't be-
what's the answer?
A, you were right.
Gotta be for primary only.
Thank you.
Like this now.
Yeah, check.
Well,
Check.
I look for my page.
Uh,
And that one, yeah. What was I saying? Bill, you were talking about farming for two. Have you seen the post that Bill's been putting out from?
Oh, yeah.
From.
Mendon?
Mendon Road?
Yes, yes, yes. Mhm.
Door
Door knocking?
traction, door knocking.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of appointments door knocking. They've been going out door knocking, actually knocking on doors, not hanging, door
Like
knocking.
Every 6 houses they get appointment.
Yep,
Who's this?
in Mendon, Bill Pronsak.
And they're going as a group.
Oh, I saw.
Yep. Which is nice, which is really nice. So, some office news, hopefully everybody completed their CE classes by now. If not, you are paying a fine, I think of $200 at this point. And then next steps, you need to complete your qualified questionnaire and pay. That needs to be done by June 10th, okay? So, huh?
Where do you do that? The paying part.
I'm right on Wikert 1. So when you click on to Wikert 1, if the box doesn't pop up, the email that they sent out, if you click on it there, step 3, it'll take you to the payment center.
Thank you.
Yep, you have until June 10th to pay it. So hopefully that is done. And July 1st, you can start working on your CE credits for the following CE time. Okay, so don't wait till the last minute. Get it done. Sky slopes, updates and reminders, please complete the transaction worksheet. So a good standard practice should be, you look very guilty, by the way.
I did them all. I have to tell you, it is the last thing you think about.
Yes, so
So
what you can
post
do.
the standard practice.
Well, so it should be that you go in at the beginning when you're doing your paperwork for it and fill out that, and just keep it in there, right? Because now you
But
have an
no,
envelope.
Put it in a different file.
Yes, keep it in a different file,
Yeah,
yes. So you have
because
a
that's
file
what I
that just
screw
says
up.
it,
I
yes,
screw that up every
Exactly.
single time and then I have to redo the whole envelope.
yes, yes. And when you're filling out your
Or-
contacts, you're not putting in your client's name and email, that needs to be filled out as well, right? So don't make more work for Silvana. You guys all love Silvana? Don't make more work for Silvana. Please complete these easy steps.
Want phone number and email of
Yeah.
whom?
Your client. You're always supposed to do that.
Hate doing that.
Mm.
Hate doing all that stuff.
It
What
didn't
the
work.
phone number, the email, I understand to do the DigiSign, but the phone number, what is necessary?
So that we have them in our contacts. So if we wanted to reach out, right, for insurance or one of our ancillary services, we have their information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that we could stay in touch. In fact, I'm not gonna point anybody out in this room, but someone recently had a contract. And it was in a building in Hudson County. And I told them, please introduce your client to Anthony, and they didn't. And what happened was that a
Oh,
week
no.
before they were about to close, they found out that that condo was unwarrantable. So they never closed. Unwarrantable. So when you're in like Jersey City and Hoboken and those areas, if there's a higher percentage of rented tenants in those properties, they could become unwarrantable. There's a whole bunch of different reasons why a condo, we don't deal with it a lot here, but in other areas they do. And again, they were using, I think, Rocket Mortgage, and Rocket Mortgage doesn't know what area here in New Jersey is what this and that, and doesn't know the different areas, right? So you have to really make sure that you're keeping control of your business, because you don't want that to happen to you. Because then what happens? Your client stops talking to you, right? Then they're ghosting you and you're trying to reach out to them. So make sure, and I say that because I introduced Anthony to my sister who's buying something down the shore in an unwarrantable condo. Okay? And he realized it before we went under contract. Now down the shore, there's no attorney review. I'm sorry, there's no attorneys involved. There's attorney review, but no attorneys. So after you've received a completed contract signed, then 3 days from that date, you are automatically in under contract. So luckily, Anthony did his due diligence beforehand. And within a day told me, miss, there's a problem. They're gonna need to put this amount down. Can they do, right? So then he was talking to her back and forth. So I was able to kill the deal before it went through, right? So again,
So if it's unwarrantable, it means you can't get a mortgage?
no, it means you have to put more money down.
Okay.
So unwarrantable, Oh, yeah, you could tell. You know better than me.
He knows this answer.
Maybe,
Got it,
maybe,
got
we're
it,
not sure.
Non-warranted liens on a condo is that it does not meet Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guidelines.
That's right. He's right.
No. So what happens is like a conventional, cash doesn't apply because there's no mortgage. So Fannie and Freddie guidelines, if at that point, it doesn't meet the guidelines because there's like maybe a slip and fall, there could be pending lawsuits. They have the prop reserve allocation because the lawsuit, the insurance doesn't cover them up. Let's say the concentration of investor to owner occupied is more investor owned, like we see a lot of the mountain club up here. That's why they're putting all those restrictions up the road. All those type of things that just don't meet it. If a project is brand new, and it's not completed yet, well, there could be 200 units and only 30 are done, doesn't meet the guidelines, unfortunately. If the project hasn't been turned over to an HOA yet, it may not meet the guidelines as well. A lot of things like that, lawsuits you see all the time with the HOA suing the builder. All those things just kind of don't meet the conforming world of what they want. So with that part, they're like, well, this isn't a saleable loan to us or to any of our investors, which then goes from a buyer pool from this to this. It's all private money, small savings loan, credit unions, small investors. And what they want, more money up front. Higher rates typically, maybe adjustable rate mortgage. So they're not tied into this for 30 years. Might only be a 5-year term. Stuff like that. That doesn't mean the association doesn't change over the years because the project may get built, the litigation goes away because the lawsuit is settled, those type of things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some projects are just very unique and different that they may never change. Condo hotels, things like that too as well. There's all different types of things.
Yeah, so it's really, I really highly suggest you just have them talk to Anthony. Because like I said, he looked into that. He doesn't deal with condo hotels here, but he looked into it. He did his due diligence and found out and told us right away and gave her all her options, right? So like he does go above and beyond is what I'm saying. He does go above and beyond every single time. So, so I just wanted to bring that up because, like I said, like if you work at Jersey City, Hoboken, those mortgage people know to look for that, right? Because that's something that if there's all these new buildings going up and there's no occupancy, that's a reason why it would be unwarrantable too. Because there's no history yet of how many people are going to actually own it versus own it to rent it out as an investors, right? So all these different nuances that they don't know. So again, I just thought of it when we were going through that. It's really, really, really important, really important. So back to basics. I do this every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. It's me and the boys, basically. It's a boys club. I would love some women to come in, even though they are very funny. They're very enjoyable to be with. Yes. But we sit around and we just go through things that are going on in real estate and different practices and how to get busy and different activities and all different things about real estate we do each week. We are bringing back the listing mastery. We did the 4-week session. We just ended it. It ended up really, really well. A lot of people have asked for it, so we are bringing it back. So it's starting next Thursday, May 11th. It's going to be on Thursdays this time, except for the one Wednesday because we have a managers meeting on the Thursday, May 25th. So we looked at our calendars. It's going to be 11 o'clock. It's going to start at 11. We'll serve lunch and till 2 o'clock. So a lot of accountability. It's a great, great program. So anybody who wants to be who's interested in attending, please let me know. I've already heard from a few of you, so thank you. And then this Friday, we're going to do tacos and talks. We're going to do 11 to 12 call session together. And then we're going to do a Cinco de Mayo celebration. So we're going to have some tacos afterwards. So please join me. So
So show up for the taco.
yeah, basically, you show up for the tacos, you're not getting any people, you don't make calls. How's that? And then, no, you know what? Everybody's gonna come and say, oh, I didn't know it was 11, I thought it was 12. Oh. I already know what's gonna happen. It's my life. Eric is our RPAC chairperson for our office. Every office has to have an RPAC chairperson. Everybody knows what RPAC is, the Realtor Political Action Committee. They fight for us for all different things that happen. Probably most of the stuff we don't even realize that they're fighting for us. So they're every year when you pay your dues, God bless you, there's a voluntary $25 contribution to RPAC that you can make or not make. And then in September, every year, at the end of September, there's $100 voluntary contribution. And if you do that, you get an extra unit, right? So everybody, so a lot of people do it at that time because they need the extra unit for Circle of Excellence, right? So that's really how they get us to contribute, those two ways. Some people probably don't realize it in their dues. And then if you need your extra unit. So anyway, if help a homeowner for a realtor community care day. So if you know anybody who, oh, that's not good. I snooze this. Can I snooze it? I don't even know what I just did. Hopefully my computer doesn't shut down. You can download applications if you know anyone in need of some repairs in their house, right? That's a nice way to reach out to people. Any seniors, anybody that you know has limited resources and a desire to get some things done in their home or needs it as a necessity. So there's the application there. And the event date is Friday, September 8th. Which will probably be here before we know it,
You're-
basically. I need to put my glasses on before I hit anything. Okay. Snooze. Okay. So did you want to add anything else, Eric?
The biggest thing is a lot of people have been concerned about thinking with the political climate that's going on of what RPAC and who RPAC is supporting party wise. And it is supporting both sides of the aisle in local, state and federal elections on if they're a realtor centric position, they're going to support that person to get better things for realtors. And the other thing is the getting paid as an LLC has been approved.
Mm-hmm.
It is a law now. The only
Really?
thing is, the real estate commission hasn't figured out
Hasn't
figured out
approved
the
it.
rules
Mm-hmm.
and how to like do it, because they're always slow with everything. If anyone is running for like a zoning board or mayor or something as a realtor, let me know, because RPAC may come in and help you with fund
Oh, that's good to know.
support. And we will be doing, I think, a night at the races coming later in the year for to support, because not enough people are, donating. So if you can and you're able to, that $25 or $100, we would appreciate it. And it helps us to push things. Right now, they have, I forget the numbers, it was in my notes. We have saved homeowners as realtors, I think $47,000 from the different fees that the state of New Jersey was trying to put through for like the really transfer fee and different things like that, that we've gotten defeated in the assembly. So your money actually is helping you to make more money for donating. So if you can, please do it.
Yes, RPAC is a great committee to get to know more about and to support. So thank you, Eric, for being our chairperson. So if you have anybody's looking to get their broker's license, they have new classes coming up. So just take a look at the website. They also revamped their Riker Real Estate School website. So it's a brand new interface now for our CE credits for the broker course, for anything that you're looking for. These are things that we go through every week. Okay, so new listings. We have Joanne.
Photo?
No, we don't put photos on this.
Oh. So I have a new listing, 11 Brigade Hill Road. It's a 5-bedroom, first floor au pair suite. It's currently used as a craft room. Located in Joplin Hollow section on a cul-de-sac. It's very private, 3 acres. There's a koi pond, a sauna in the basement. They could do some updating, but it's a beautiful house, really well maintained. The house across the street just sold. Is under contract. It was listed for 7. It went for, from what I understand, about 100 over, so 8. And the builder's gonna put 750 into it, which brings it to 1.5. And he's gonna list it for 2. So just to give you an idea, they put, what else can I tell you? Oh, 2-car garage built in, and then there's an additional freestanding 2-car garage.
It looks beautiful. If you looked at her photos and the land itself, they are,
Beautiful.
amazing. It's
Big
amazing.
trees. Oh, and it backs up to Green Acres. So it's so private, really.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, that's an awesome listing. We're calling you the $1 Million Girl now.
Okay. Oh, can I tell you something?
Yep.
So, my best, you can see a lot of people, selling Randolph. My best friend has a listing coming on. In Woodland Hills section, it's 4 bedroom, 2.5 baths. She doesn't work here, my best friend. Anyway,
Well, maybe he should.
yeah, anyway, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath for $775. Fabulous kitchen. Yeah, nice house. It should be on next couple, I think next week. Just in case somebody else is looking for it.
Yeah, that's good to know. Always good to have those pocket ones. Joanna Albanese has a Claridge Drive in Verona, 1 bedroom condo for $223,999. Those are luxury condos there. They have concierge services, everything. If anybody's interested.
Claridge House is nice, except that
Yes.
the HOA is.
Because it includes everything. Yes, everything.
Over that.
Yeah, yeah, very, very expensive. Vin has 7109 Dell Place in Stanhope. Multiple offers, yep, and I think he's asked for people to send in their offers by tonight, actually. The Elms Street Group. Maybe you put it wrong, Savannah, how's that? Has 3302 Pierce Lane in Rockaway at Greenbrier and Fox Ridge, so it's behind Fox Hills, so it was a newer one they built, behind Fox Hills is Greenbrier. Christina McCarthy has 19 Savage Road in Denville. It's a 1 bedroom. And then Michael and Priscilla have 8 Highview Court in Montville. That's been on, I think, a few weeks, but 1.189. I heard it's a beautiful house, but it needs a lot of updating. And so that's where probably needs a price reduction. Huh?
Put it in the white trash collection.
Yeah, put it in the white trash collection, yes. Even though it's 1.189, it's not gonna be our luxury, that did not qualify for a luxury home, believe it or not, in Montville at 1.1. These are other active listings we have and exclusives. And then I also added the Randolph listings here, so you can take a look at what they have there as well. Moving forward. I don't know if there's, anyone have anything just listed coming soon? Those have been on the market, that's why.
Catherine just ran out the door and asked me to please tell you that she can't sign out of Gmail. It happens when you say if you want to update or merge your contacts. So when you sign in on these computers over here, it doesn't let you unsign out of them.
Oh, that's
It's
good to
very,
know,
very
people.
common.
That's good to know.
So we need to have somehow get somebody to tell us how to fix that.
Yeah,
Or come in and fix.
yeah.
No, it's something we do because I did it and I don't remember how I undid it, but it was horrifying. I wanted to take like the whole monitor with me.
Oh my
because
gosh.
You can't sign out of Gmail.
Yeah, be careful. When you go-
Everything's attached.
every time I walk up to a computer, which is very little, someone has signed in multiple times in multiple areas on computers all the time. So be careful.
Anybody could go back in it.
Does anybody have any new listings they want to announce?
No.
No listings?
Do you
Wait,
want to merge
Dennis is coming. Dennis
your
is coming.
email contacts? So
Mm.
you go to find out. Find out.
Don't
Get your name, it says you find out, but when you get your name, you're open. So I had to come and get my thing and figure it out. They're like really shut it down. So I had to get all the passwords.
Are they fixing it and all that?
No, it's something we did. It's not, it's like, I personally did it myself when I said you want to merge your contacts. And it's
So the help desk needs to be called.
more. or
Johnny
less.
boy.
Well, the help.
No, get back up, buddy. Get back up.
Well, it's usually. Well, I'm out.
Nancy's gonna give a training on such tools once she's finished with this transaction. All right, thank you, guys.
I can see. Happenings.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, why? Like.
Thanks, Missy.
What happened with Carol?
I can't.
The one closest to,
Can't get you up there.
but it was horrendous. Like, Catherine's like, oh my God.
Oh, wait, oh, no.
That's.